What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Hopefully you got to spend some time with family or loved ones that you haven't seen in a while. Speaking of, during the Christmas holidays, there was a very unlikely reunion. It turns out that Britney Spears reunited with her son Jayden for the first time in over 2 years. You might remember that her sons stopped talking to her because they grew uncomfortable about what she was doing on Instagram. Constantly parading around naked, doing all of these weird dances. At one point, she even started attacking her teenage sons on Instagram, dragging them as if they were some type of enemy or rival that she had beef with. Can you imagine being a grown woman, posting naked photos of yourself and captioning those photos with literal attacks on your teenage sons? That's what Britney Spears was doing. And her fans were cheering it on. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, they are very upset about this reunion. And this is something that I've been pointing out for years, ever since I started covering all of this Britney Spears nonsense. It's that the people who claim to be in her corner, the Yas Queen, the Free Britney movement people, none of them actually care about Britney or her well-being. They only want to be entertained. They don't care about her mental health or anything like that. So now that Britney Spears has reunited with her son, they are all online, going crazy, dragging her son, doing the most. And it's like I've been telling you all for years. These people do not care about Britney Spears. They get mad at me in my harsh coverage. They get mad at me when I make fun of her shitty dance moves. They get mad at me when I point out how horrible her outfits look. But that's just me being honest. And at the end of the day, I want Britney Spears to be okay. I want her to be doing better mentally. You know what I mean? And if you ask me, this is the best thing that has happened to Britney since she got out of her conservatorship. Because she got out of her conservatorship and she has had nothing going for her. Yeah, she released a book of complete nonsense, all stuff that you could read off of Google. It was honestly a huge letdown. Her fans will lie and tell you otherwise. But for the most part, she's just been spinning around going crazy for years. And now finally, the only thing that I think can possibly bring some stability into her life is her, repatching her relationship with her children. And now it looks like that's a possibility. And I am happy. I am very happy. Yet, her fans, her Yas Queens, the Free Britney people, they're all so upset about this. Like they're literally online on Christmas Day, raging out about Britney Spears spending time with her own kids. Now, a lot of people blame her kids for not wanting anything to do with her. But I wouldn't want anything to do with my mother either if she was acting like Britney Spears has been acting. And, a lot of people are saying, hey, the child support ran out. These kids are now going to come back in her life and take advantage of her. And I can somewhat understand people looking at things from that angle. But at the same time, it's like, what? Do you want her to continue spinning around, looking crazy, constantly being depressed, having no relationship with her own offspring? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and just read to you all some of what people are saying on the internet, so you can understand the type of stuff that I'm replying to here, the type of stuff I'm reacting to. Apparently, the 18-year-old needs money now that he's aged out. F Jayden. Britney Spears says she reunited with her son Jayden for the first time in 2 years on Christmas. So, F Jayden, right? You're a huge Britney Spears fan, so much so that you're online joining the hate campaign against her teenage son. But let's go forward. There's all types of comments. They are absolutely taking advantage of her. As soon as the child support ends, they want back in her life. Nah. The poor woman has no idea. She's been played. And Kevin has no money, so the kids are coming to her. I sure hope he isn't taking advantage of her mental state, using her for money. The money train ended and now he shows up as suspect. I want to pause right here. Because what the Free Britney, Yas Queen people always do is they always contradict themselves. They say, hey, we don't want you treating Britney like a little kid. She's not a baby. Stop treating her like a child. She's a grown woman. Yet here she is, a grown woman deciding, making a grown woman decision that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be online having altercations with my teenage sons. Maybe I should patch things up so I can have some time with my own kid on Christmas, right? Right? Well, these people absolutely despise that. Britney doesn't know any better. I hope that she's not being played. They're taking advantage of her. Didn't y'all say that Britney's a grown woman that can make her own decisions? And that we can't what's the word? I always struggle with the word. Infantilize? Can't infantilize her? I mean, it's a grown woman in her mid-40s deciding that she wants to see her son on Christmas. And everyone's got to step in like, wait, Britney, we don't know if you should be allowed to make this decision. Isn't it funny? Y'all wanted her out of a conservatorship so y'all could control her yourselves? You wanted her out of the conservatorship so bad, but yet when she actually does something for herself, makes her own decisions, now it's, oh, they might be taking advantage of her. Oh, good God. But the part that really takes me out is when they say, oh, are they taking advantage of Britney's mental state? Because the reason why I'm here before you all today, even talking about this story, is because it all started a few years ago when I simply tried to suggest that, hey, Britney's mental state is not good. Britney is not doing well mentally. In fact, I think that Britney is dealing with mental health issues. Now, when I stated that shortly after she got out of the conservatorship, all hell broke loose. I have been dealing with crazy people ever since. People harassing me nonstop every couple of days. The Britney weirdos are in my inbox. They're tagging me in something, talking crap. All because I suggested that her mental state was not well. That she was not doing well mentally. Now, fast forward to today. Britney Spears is doing something that her fan base disagrees with, and now they will acknowledge that her mental state isn't so good. Y'all said that Britney was totally fine. You acted as if everyone else was crazy for suggesting that she was crazy. But now, because she decides to spend Christmas with her own kid, now it's, oh, they might be taking advantage of her mental state. What mental state? I thought there was no mental state to speak of. What is going on here? Isn't it crazy how things quickly change? Now, and only now that Britney has stepped out of the line, according to you all, and she's actually spending time with her family, which Britney Spears' fan base, they absolutely hate her family. Now that she's spending time with her family, oh, we got to be careful to make sure they're not taking advantage of her mental state. A mental state that y'all denied this entire time. Right? But before I go any further, because I can rant a lot about this, let's go ahead and try to roll this clip of Britney and her son getting together and hanging out, and then I'll be right back with more.
Hello. Da kommen meisten die Hilfswürfen. Das ist my baby.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Tell a fire, well. So hello, Austin and Jayden.
Hello.
What's your vote?
Is she speaking her own Britney Spears language in that video? I don't know. She never seems to be able to act normal. I feel like the way she's acting in that video with her kid, it's kind of concerning because it's behavior that we always see from her. I think that people would love it. I think people would absolutely love it if they could see Britney Spears act like a normal person for just 5 or 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Make a video using your real voice instead of using British voices, squeaky voices, trying to talk like you're a freaking 14-year-old in 1995. You know, speak like a normal woman, and I think people would appreciate it, including your own kids. Now, people are saying that the kids are coming back into life because the child support is out. They want money, this, that, and the third. I'm not going to tell you that that's not the case or that does not play a factor in all of this, but what I will say is that Britney's odd behavior on Instagram and on social media has died down a little bit. So maybe that's one of the reasons why her kids feel more comfortable interacting with her. Don't get me wrong. Every couple of weeks, every few months, we get something crazy. But those of you all who have been watching this channel, or at the very least, watching Britney Spears, you all know that for a while there were months of nonstop craziness every single day on social media from her. Her doing absolutely wild stuff, the craziest, shittiest dance moves, the most horrible outfits you've ever seen, and she was constantly raging out against her dad, her mom, her sister, what have you. Now, because Britney Spears is an entertainer, I think that she spent a lot of her time on tour, doing shows, working on music, working on her career as her kids were younger. So her kids probably formed a nice bond with her sister, with her dad, with her mom, who in many situations, in many cases, probably were there when Britney wasn't. So it's awkward for them when they go online and they see their mother attacking their grandfather and their grandmother and their aunt. To you, these are just random people. To them, this is their family. So I think they've been caught up in a really hard place as a kid. You know, here's one half of my family, you know, at odds and beefing with the other half of my family. And my mother's constantly online spilling business out to millions of people, talking crap about my granddad or my aunt or my mom. So I felt like, or my dad, I felt like that put them in a weird position. Also seeing all of the weird stuff that Britney Spears had going on. You know what I mean? So I think now that it's died down a little bit, maybe they feel more comfortable. Also, they're getting older. They're getting older, so they may be a little more understanding of things that are going on. So we could say, hey, child support ran out. They just want money. And like I said, I'm not going to argue you down about that. That may play a factor in all of this. But we have to look at all of these other factors as well. And at the end of the day, money or not, this is good for Britney. If you want Britney to ever become a stable person again, then she needs to have a relationship with, at the very least, her kids. I think that is very, very important. And if anyone in this world can ground Britney or bring her back down to earth, maybe it's her own children. Because they're going to be going through some very interesting times. Ladies and gentlemen, we've all been 18 years old before, right? Most of us have. So, you know, they need their mother and stuff like that in a time like this. And maybe, just maybe, they could help Britney come back to reality. You know, because she's been in La La Land, Lulu Land, whatever you want to call it, ever since she got out of the conservatorship. Now, there's a lot of accusations out there that Britney's on meth and different stuff like that. We're going to talk about those accusations more in a future video. But for now, let me know what you think about this reunion. Are you happy about this? Are you skeptical? Do you think this is good or bad for Britney? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.